You've been told mindset is built with positive thinking and hacks. It isn't. The truth is your mind is forged, under heat, under pressure, inside necessary pain. Comfort keeps you the same. Pain rewires you. And if you're ready, I'll show you exactly how. You'll learn 3 internal shifts that harden your identity, 1 daily activation ritual that makes it real, and a 30-day plan to lock it in. There's a gate most people never pass, the urge to explain yourself. Cross it, and you become unbreakable. Let's get into the forge now. Why pain builds what comfort can't. Most people chase comfort, but the truth is comfort breeds stagnation. It makes you fragile. It teaches your nervous system to avoid friction, to delay effort, to negotiate every promise. Pain does the opposite. Pain carves capacity, clarity, and character. It's not punishment. It's payment. You pay today to respect yourself tomorrow. Here's the mechanism most people miss. Your subconscious doesn't respond to what you say. It responds to what you repeat, what you feel, and what you attach meaning to. Repetition, emotion, and meaning. That's the imprint. When you meet friction and don't run, you send a signal. I am the kind of person who keeps promises under stress. Repeat that with emotion and meaning, and it becomes identity. Motivation spikes feel good. They vanish. Discipline cycles look boring. They compound. Dopamine wants novelty. Identity wants coherence. Your job is to link discomfort to who you are, not to how you feel. When that clicks, you stop asking, do I want to? And you start saying, this is what I do. Now here's where most people mess up. They escape micro-friction. They scroll. They explain. They seek validation. They trade the furnace for a filter. And every time they do, the subconscious learns a quiet lesson. In conflict, we retreat. That's how you build a breakable mind. Use this mental model. Furnace, mold, tempering. Furnace is exposure, controlled heat. You pick specific discomforts, physical, cognitive, social. Short, deliberate, repeatable. Mold is structure, clear rules that remove negotiation. Start time, rep count, stop time. No debate. Tempering is recovery, sleep, hydration, reflection. Heat without structure is chaos. Heat without recovery is burnout. All 3, in sequence, build steel. Let me show you exactly how to apply it. Choose one friction that moves your life, a 20-minute hard run, a dense reading block, or a single uncomfortable conversation. Set a non-negotiable window. Tie it to a cue, after coffee, before messages. Name the meaning. This is where I earn self-respect. Then execute without commentary. Log 1 line. Kept promise. Common mistakes. Stacking 10 changes. Chasing exotic pain. Ignoring rest. Don't do what I did the first time, trying to transform overnight. You'll impress yourself for 3 days and disappear for 30. The goal isn't pain for pain's sake. It's calibrated stress that teaches your nervous system one truth. Under pressure, you act. Once you accept pain as tuition, you need the blueprint that directs it. Otherwise, you're strong, but scattered. The next part builds the identity that your behavior can't break. 2. 3 non-negotiable identity shifts. Pain, without a plan, turns into chaos. So you need a blueprint. 3 identity shifts that lock your behavior into place. If you remember nothing else, remember this. Identity first, behavior follows. You don't earn identity after you act. You act because you've already chosen who you are. Pillar 1. Radical self-forgiveness. The truth is shame loops lock identity. When you define yourself by your worst moments, you repeat them. You call it accountability, but it's a cage. You don't realize it, but your subconscious keeps replaying the scene until it matches the label. Break the loop. Separate behavior from identity. What you did is not who you are. Name the lesson, not the wound. Here's the protocol. 1 sentence, 1 decision. After a failure, you say out loud, I did X, it cost me Y, the lesson is Z. Then you decide the next right action within 24 hours. No drama. No public confession thread. No self-trial. You close the loop so your nervous system stops waiting for punishment and starts executing the correction. The reason this works is repetition, emotion, and meaning get redirected from shame into structure. Now, pillar 2, the patience of the architect. Timing builds depth. Hurried wins collapse. You want results fast because speed feels like safety, but rushed foundations crack under real weight. An architect doesn't celebrate the first brick. They measure alignment, load, coherence. Your job is to design long arcs and measure inputs, not spikes. Inputs are the daily promises kept. Coherence is the story that ties them together. Use this frame. Not yet, but certain. That phrase delays dopamine without killing drive. Each week, review your blueprint. What are the 3 inputs that carry the arc? Did your actions match the design? If not, adjust the design, not your identity. Most people chase novelty and call it momentum. You'll track fidelity. That's how compounding starts. Quiet, boring, relentless. Pillar 3, the solitude of growth. Noise hijacks your blueprint. Validation becomes an addiction. You start building for applause instead of integrity. The game changer nobody talks about is intentional isolation. Not loneliness, clarity. You build boundaries without explanations. You stop broadcasting every micromove. You stop debating your standards with people who benefit from your stagnation. Put this into practice with a daily silent block. No inputs, no screens, no music. Sit with a notebook. Ask 3 questions. What am I building? What matters today? What can I ignore? Then protect those answers with the no broadcast, no debate rule. You execute. You journal to yourself. You don't ask the internet for permission to become who you are. Common traps? Performative growth, posting the plan instead of living it. Inconsistent standards, high on Monday, negotiable by Thursday. Overconsumption, collecting frameworks while avoiding the one action that would change everything. Don't do what the crowd does. Choose the smaller circle, the slower arc, the stricter standard. That quiet rigor becomes identity. And here's the checkpoint moment. If you remember nothing else, identity first, behavior follows. Forgive fast, design long, protect your silence. With the blueprint set, it's time to activate it so your nervous system can't ignore it. Let me show you exactly how. 3. Daily commitments that rewire the mind. Identity statements only matter when you pay for them with behavior. Otherwise, they're decoration. Activation is about 3 daily and weekly commitments that train your brain to treat identity as law. Commitment 1, the first friction. Why this matters. Early wins train dominance over impulse. The first decisive act of the day teaches your nervous system who's in charge. What it is. Within 10 minutes of waking, you execute one hard, non-negotiable task tied to your blueprint. Small, sharp, no debate. How to do it. Pre-decide the night before. Place the cue where you can't miss it. When you wake, you move. No scrolling, no bargaining, no warm-up rituals that slowly become avoidance. Then log one line, kept promise. That line is the neural receipt. It teaches, I start with action, not intention. Now commitment 2. The discomfort representatives the truth is controlled stress expands capacity without chaos. Most people wait for life to punch them and call it resilience training. You'll build it on purpose. What it is, 20 minutes of deliberate discomfort, 3 times a week, physical, cognitive, or social. Hard run or lifting cycle. Dense reading or focused problem solving. Honest conversation you've been delaying. You pick 1 lane per week so the stress is progressive, not random. How to run it. Set a timer for 20. Establish a clear intensity target, perceived effort, weight, complexity, or emotional honesty. Track intensity, not outcomes. You're teaching your nervous system the pattern. Approach heat, hold form, exit clean. Common mistakes, stacking every modality, chasing maximal pain, skipping recovery. Don't do that. Capacity grows when stress and recovery alternate with rhythm. So after the session, you hydrate, breathe down, write 1 sentence. I held the heat. That line reinforces identity without needing a public audience. Commitment 3, the gate. This is where most people never pass. The urge to explain is the last chain of validation. You think you owe people a reason for your standards. You don't. Why this matters. Every explanation trains you to seek permission. Every silence trains you to own your path. What it is, that you stop explaining rule for key decisions, training time, work blocks, boundaries, new standards. How to do it. When you make a decision that aligns with your blueprint, you enforce a 24-hour silence window. No public post. No defensive text. No debate. You journal the decision, the reason, and the expected discomfort. Then you act. After 24 hours, if communication is required, state the boundary once without apologizing. That practice rewires you away from validation seeking and into self-direction. It's uncomfortable at first, and then it becomes oxygen. Tie this together with a 30-day challenge. One identity phrase you'll operate from: short, declarative, present tense. 3 commitments. First, friction daily. Discomfort reps 3 times a week. The gate on every key decision. Weekly, run the architect review. Inputs, coherence, tiny adjustment. Don't stack more. Don't redesign midweek. Hold the line. At day 30, you'll have something rare: evidence that your identity speaks through action. And once you have evidence, the mind stops arguing. It obeys. Here's the truth you came for: pain, patience, and solitude forge the identity that behavior can't break. And once identity leads, your actions stop negotiating. Now choose one identity phrase in present tense. Commit to the first friction every morning. Run discomfort reps 3 times a week, and guard the gate for 30 days. Feed your subconscious evidence. Let the quiet rigor compound. If you want the deeper mechanics, how to program the subconscious using repetition, emotion, and meaning, watch the next video on subconscious reprogramming. Subscribe to Next Level Mindset so your environment matches your standards. Drop your identity phrase in the comments if you want accountability. Feed your mind. Grow your life.